Is Labor introducing a secret carbon tax? That's the claim from major coal companies who say the Prime Minister's newly minted climate change policy is in effect a carbon tax by stealth. Greens leader Adam Bandt says that under the deal he struck with Labor, Climate Change Minister Chris Bowen now has special powers, and he calls them a pollution trigger. This would give Chris Bowen the power to stop fossil fuel expansion if it would lift pollution above legislated targets.
Coal and gas do not have a future in this country. It is time to listen to the scientists and the UN Secretary-General and stop opening new coal and gas mines, because otherwise we go over the climate cliff. The Greens have stopped about half of the projects that are currently on the books, and now we're coming after the rest. From here on in, any coal and gas project that opens will be squarely Labor's responsibility.
This could mean that coal exports would be stopped if emissions have reached a certain level. Coal companies Whitehaven, New Hope, Bowen Coking Coal and Peabody Australia say that Labor's concessions to the Greens will increase energy prices, destroy jobs and kill foreign investment. Peabody's Australian president, Jamie Frankham, told The Australian today the very real danger in setting aspirational emission reduction targets and imposing rigid rules to achieve them is that it will reduce our cost competitiveness, lead to potential job losses and hurt regional communities. They say that at a time when global coal demand is at its highest level in history, Labor's deal with the Greens to pass the safeguard mechanism would actually make it harder and more expensive for them to reduce emissions. They claim it will ultimately drive up energy and steel prices, create a net increase in emissions and destroy Australian jobs. They describe the concessions that Labor has given to the Greens as mind-boggling, and the chief executive of Bowen Coking Coal, Nick Joss, will join me on the show for an exclusive interview a bit later. But Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has today dismissed the claims that his policy could mean Australia would be an unreliable coal export partner to countries like Japan.
No, I have no concerns about our relationship with Japan, for example, which is very, very good. We are a secure and reliable partner. We are a partner for Japan, South Korea and other nations that always delivers on the commitments that we make.
Businesses agree that we can't make the same mistakes as the past by letting ambiguity and uncertainty undermine progress. Australia needs a credible, durable framework to reach its climate targets and grow the economy.
This issue arising in question time in Parliament House today, and the opposition has sided with the coal chiefs.
And the deal that was done with the Greens on the safeguard mechanism will drive up prices. Difficult circumstances that they've seen for decades. And I make this prediction. Many manufacturers that were operating on the first day of Anthony Albanese's Prime Ministership will not be in business at the end of this term of Parliament.
It's fascinating that at the same time as this debate is unfolding in Canberra, another Labor leader is taking a different approach. New South Wales Premier Chris Minns has said he would seriously consider buying back Australia's largest coal-fired power station if that's what's needed to keep the lights on. And he's about to sit down with the new owner of the station to discuss keeping it running longer than 2025.
Are you open to buying back Australia's largest coal plant?
Well, Ben, I'm not going to let the power run out in New South Wales, and I'm not going to rule it out. Now, it might be a negotiation between the government and a private company, and I acknowledge that before the election. I'm putting that out there. We can't be in a situation where industry and households have to pay even more exorbitant prices as a result of privatisation. And this is an important part of it. This power station was sold for $50 million. Matt Keane tried to buy it back for $240 million. When you sell off critical infrastructure that the state needs, it undermines industry, the economy and the budget position in the long run.